That's true, we certainly do. Bring back yet another Dave cast. Let's be like...
Seem to be frequenting lately. And to be fair, it's quite nice. I enjoy these. It's more fun than playing because you don't have to think about it.
That's
you
true.
get to play the shit out of everyone, so that's fun as well.
I mean, to be fair, that's why I started it in the first place. I thought, I don't want to play in the in-house, but it'd be quite chill to cast it, and now about 400 games later, here we are. So, oh wow, Tom, with the Ollie support straight away, bet all on Ollie. Someone's in a speed run to lose all their points, but you know, we'll see. Ollie's got his fans in the chat. What has he done?
The gamble will be open at some point. I'm sure Karen will be on it.
Yeah.
Gamble away all your hard-earned channel points.
Of course. I wish I had some channel points to gamble, but unfortunately you can't. So, can't have channel points on your own channel. That wouldn't make sense anyway. How would I redeem them?
Technically, you have infinity channel points. Technically,
Yeah,
you just can't gamble with them.
I can redeem them as well.
Yeah,
so
you can redeem as many things as you want, as many times as you want.
Like what?
You just can't gamble.
Like, I can I redeem my own. I don't know if anyone else can see when I redeem things.
Yeah, you can.
That goes in chat? Okay. I don't know what goes in chat and what just goes to me, but yes, I can redeem my own things for whatever reason. A Brewmaster being banned in Phase 1. We've seen loads of Spirit Breaker, loads of Disruptor. Rubik's fairly common, but Brewmaster, who's the... so good at Brew, you ban it first phase?
Yeah, they're interesting bans actually, because both the Rubik and the Brew, neither of those heroes are particularly meta. Rather, Rubik is first pick quite a lot. It's not meta. So they're pretty much going to be targeted bans, right? Rubik against Veteran. If Veteran's playing POS 4, he wants to play Rubik. So this ban means that Veteran will either play POS 4 on a hero he doesn't want to play or have to play Core. And then, yeah, the Brewmaster is because of backwards to low. The guy is very good on Brewmaster, and I think people just don't like it, so why not?
Yeah, I saw a Brewmaster sort of guide on the Reddit. Someone who is level 30, Grandmaster Brewmaster.
So they know everything about Dota. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. The Brewmaster is a very, very good mid hero actually, but you don't see it mid very often. But there was a list of heroes that Brewmaster can just absolutely kill at level 6, and they just can't do anything. Like, imagine you're playing Zeus Bid and Brew Ults, where you're just dead. You can't even get TP support because that will just get sent straight in the air by the Blue Panda. One thing that I'm guessing most players who play Brewmaster know, but some who don't play it maybe don't know, but the Blue Panda can go invis, but the attack that comes out of invis is like a massive Shadow Blade hit, and it's got a very low cooldown. So Brews who don't use that are losing like half of their Brewmaster's damage. So you have to keep putting that blue one in invis and keep coming out of invis with the attack so much burst. But
I did not realize it had that.
Well, I didn't either until I looked at Brew and I read something about it, because someone was saying on stream that apparently for a while, you know the Bounty Hunter double hit bug, where you get the slow when you're going into the invis if you immediately attack in the fade time, and then you get it again when the when you are in invis. Apparently the same thing works with the Blue Panda.
But so he has it has a fade time basically, and as long as you're doing the attack during the fade time, it will proc.
I think you can have double, yeah, but I'm not sure it's actually true anymore, or whether it was ever true. But that's when I realized, wait, there's bonus damage on the invis. So
yeah, it'd be nice if Brewmaster's Pandas had its abilities on his page, and you didn't have to go in game and look at it. Only a time before they will disappear.
Yeah, I agree.
Would be nice.
It would be nice to have that.
I guess the wiki is the resource for that, but yeah, it'd be good to have that in game.
The wiki is like the unofficial official resource. Like, without the wiki, you just can't play Dota. You can't learn about Dota. There's so many hidden mechanics that don't get properly explained. But let's actually have a look at some of these picks. Warlock first pick is interesting. We don't see a ton of Warlock at the moment. Hoodwink Ogre, more standard. I wonder who's our Warlock player, Resident Warlock. Is that a veteran pick?
I would have thought the Hoodwink is more of a veteran pick. Potentially a somewhat POS 5 Warlock is my guess. Because, I mean, looking at their lineup, right, so Ross and Ollie will take 1 and 2. Backwards to low will pay 3. So it leaves Veteran and somewhat as 4-5. And I think Veteran doesn't like playing 5, so most likely going to be a Warlock 5. And I think Warlock is one of those heroes you don't see it a lot. And it's just it doesn't really do much. It's quite a safe laning hero because of Shadow Word. But other than that, it's not really great at anything else. Like, the ult's on such a long cooldown, and it's cool, but it's not amazing.
Yeah, Warlock's laning is good, but the lack of crowd control and reliance on the ult, I agree, does make it fall off a little bit in the mid game. Also, very easy kill.
Yeah, Warlock's Hoodwink's very weird support duo because Hoodwink has a ton of ganking potential and then Warlock doesn't. I mean, obviously with Golem he does, but
well, they cover each other up then, I suppose. Like Hoodwink
in a way
for the ganking, for the roaming. Warlock usually paired with a POS 1 who just needs babysitting. Obviously the famous combo is always Spectre Warlock, but anyone where you can just sit by them and just heal them up. Really good with Terrorblade Warlock actually, because Terrorblade really tiny health pool, loads of armor, just spam heals on him. He's probably going to survive. I wonder No, that's a silly question. Sunder sets your HP, doesn't it? When you
It's percentage based, yeah.
Yeah, but that damage isn't propagated by like fatal bonds, for example. You don't do a huge Sunder and then
No.
ripple it across the battlefield. No,
I think it counts as HP removal, not damage.
Ah, yes, okay. So it ignores everything, doesn't it? I think it even ignores Oracle ult, AA Blast. I think it just it just goes through everything. Anyway, we'll see what's happening with the draft. I like Mars. I've played a bit of Mars recently as well. It's just one of those super standard offlaners. You can't ever go wrong with it, pretty much.
Yeah, just a solid offlaner right now.
I mean, Mars is weird because whenever I play Mars or I play against Mars, I always think this hero is ridiculous. Like, look at the skill set. It does everything. Great ult, great damage, really good laner, good at farming. Yet his win rate is never good, ever. Massive pick rate, terrible win rate, and it's always been the same with Mars. So I don't know why that is. Do people just suck at Mars, or is he actually not that good? I just never quite know why his win rate is always so bad.
I feel like it's the kind of hero that has to have he needs to have a good early game, because a lot of his power spikes in the early game, once he gets Blink, is like his strongest point in the game, right? And then once the enemy team start picking up BKBs, or maybe they have some save, he starts falling off, and you have to be really careful that Mars, when that happens, you need to have follow-up damage to the arena. So Mars going in Blink arena stuns the core, for example. The core's probably going to live after they have BKB plus 1 item. And you need someone to do that follow-up damage. So if you don't have any follow-up damage on supports or cores, Mars will struggle. The core will just walk away, and then you've wasted your arena.
I suppose that's actually a good point about how much BKB counts as it, because Mars has a bit of setup time. Blink, arena, spear. If you've got BKB and you're paying some attention, you're probably going to avoid it, right?
Yeah.
And then what does Mars do against BKB? He God's rebukes them. And that's it, really. So,
and they just walk out of the arena, and it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Usually, when you see Mars, you tend to see the bans of Juggernaut and Lifestealer. Lifestealer actually banned by the Dire. I was expecting a Jug ban just because of how easy it is for Juggernaut to get out of the arena, but that hasn't been banned at the moment. They could pick it up. Hoodwink Juggernaut would actually be quite a good lane. I know that Warlock is not POS 5, but there's enough synergy with Hoodwink to make it work. I wouldn't really want to see Juggernaut and Warlock. That's a bit,
unless you max out people for some reason.
That'd be good. Go round the side, upheaval, then Jug runs in. But then you just TP out because you've got absolutely no stuns in that lane, which I don't like when you're playing Juggernaut. So we'll see what they go for. They're really ticking down their time. Still haven't picked a core yet. Although randomly I've seen a resurgence of Hoodwink cores, like in mid and even POS 1. I played against 2 Hoodwink POS 1s almost in a row, and I'm never convinced about it really. So
yeah, not convinced about POS 1, because I think, again, Hoodwink's one of those heroes that is really strong really early, and you don't want to be putting her in POS 1 and have her farm.
Yeah,
I understand mid. I think Hoodwink mid has some viability.
Yeah, I like it.
Certain matchups, I think, and if you have a really good setup stun for your ult, you do so much damage so early on.
You do. Well, there's their POS 1 Wraith King. Tanky hero, probably not going to be blown up by Mars, makes sense. What's the build for Hoodwink 1? I see a lot of just raw damage items, Maelstrom to help you farm, then you can get Daedalus. You just make the Acorn shot do 1 billion damage, and it can work if you snowball, but obviously it falls off pretty quickly because all you have is Acorn shots. Once you've used both of them, well, you just right-click normally without any modifications on it, so
and you'd almost rather be any other carry at that point.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because you're just a ranged hero. That's it. You got nothing else.
You have a terrible attack animation. I mean, unless you build into a lot of attack speed with a Daedalus, maybe you could do a lot of damage. But
yeah, I don't like it. You're quite mobile, I suppose. That's nice, but you don't have like the range of sniper or something like that.
No.
Okay, a lot of strength heroes. I know Ogre's sort of an honorary strength hero, not actually strength. But Snapfire and Ogre and Mars, quite a durable lineup. Snapfire, really good with Mars. Cookie the Mars in if you need to. Drop the Mortimer's Kisses into the arena. Yeah, I think it's a really nice combo.
Really, really strong combo. I think Wraith King Warlock's going to have a lot of trouble into that, because if the Warlock gets caught out of position, he's just dead. Like, what could you do? So, yeah, they need to be careful in this safe lane. I think the Wraith King pick is very safe. You can just go into the jungle and farm and come out with a load of items. And reincarnation means that if you do take the arena combo, you'll be fine. You reincarnate and hopefully you can take the fight after. I like the Slark pick though. They've said we want to take out long fights with Warlock and Wraith King. Let's pick something that also likes long fights, and that's Slark with Essence Shift.
I like Slark a lot here because, first of all, the long fights against Wraith King, exactly as you said, but he can remove Fatal Bonds. That's always really good. You can dodge some of the Hoodwink damage that's going to come. Obviously, Hoodwink has to set up the tree, and then he has to throw out the Bushwhack. You can easily just pop in a Dark Pack before it. Necrophos, I actually quite like Necrophos into Slark, so I think that is quite a nice counter pick because Slark tries to heal up a lot using Shadow Dance and things. You get him to about 40% health, you just Reaper Scythe him. You can survive his damage with the Ghost Shroud, and you do damage to Slark just by existing, which is always nice. So yeah, nice hero on the Necrophos. Got to watch out by being burst by Mars and Snapfire's damage, which is pretty much all magic damage. Even Mars's Arena Spear combo is 100% magic damage. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I like the Necrophos pick. I think it's smart.
Super buys into the long fights idea as well, right? With the Heartstopper doing a lot of value over the longer the fight goes on with a little bit of hero sustain. But I think you're right. It's like Slark lowers his HP through Dark Pact, right? So eventually he's going to press it and you just Reaper Scythe him when he dies.
Yes, I definitely want some games like that.
Question will be, are they planning to run this Necrophos mid, or are they going to take it to the off lane? Because I think both can work. I think Necrophos into a Slark lane isn't too bad. You take an early point of the Ghost Shroud and Slark has a tough time killing you.
Offlane Necro had this resurgence as well. I've never been a massive fan of it. I know it's been popular for quite some time, but he is a very, very slow hero with absolutely no mobility and no crowd control other than a 1.5 second stun that comes off the ultimate. So mid, I think he's amazing. One of my highest win rate heroes. Offlane, it can work. You can bully the enemy laner really well. If you have good snowball and you have a death ball team, yeah, you just wander around the map killing everyone. But I really just don't like it. I mean, the other team have Mars and Snapfire. They've got the initiation. What did Dire have? I guess Wraith King can get Blink. Hoodwink can go in with the stun. You've got the Warlock ult, so maybe you've got enough, actually, to at least counter-engage. So, yeah, it could work. Actually, it can work here, but I'd rather they just picked a Tidehunter or something. He's still been left unbanned. It's a great amount of stun. Shadow Fiend.
I like the SF. It brings a lot of burst damage to the table, which is not really what the other team want. And I think you're right that at the moment, Dire doesn't really have stuff heroes other than Hoodwink, so if they keep up a lot of the momentum from Radiant, they're just going to walk over them and they can't really do anything. Especially with that.
Zeus Necrophos. Well, I think that should answer the question of which is the mid lane hero. I would assume it's going to be Zeus mid, because Shadow Fiend is very, very good against Necrophos. I don't know if anyone's tried to play Necro against Shadow Fiend, but it's very difficult once you get triple raised. You can't Ghost Shroud the raised damage. You're quite low range Necrophos. You're probably going to tank them. You're very slow moving. However, Zeus can do really well into Shadow Fiend because Shadow Fiend is a very squishy hero and you're just going to overpower him with the magic damage. Also, you can last hit with the Arc Lightning, so you don't have to worry about him denying with the really, really powerful right click he has. So, yeah, I like the Zeus here, but it does create an interesting lineup. But I think it's pretty good. Necrophos Scythe, after Zeus does all his burst damage, you know, Zeus does Thunder God's Wrath, pops the Nimbus, Lightning Bolt, Necrophos goes straight into the site. That's pretty much a kill, right? Someone better pick up a Veil on this team, or it would be a crime.
You can also use the Zeus Shard. A lot of people are picking up Zeus Shard recently, realizing how strong it is. You can use that to hop out of the arena, I think.
Yep.
Which is quite funny.
I've done that before. It looks funny because, like, even though it's been in the game for ages, Marses still don't really think it's the thing. They almost go, nah, you can't do that. And then they go, oh, Zeus just jumped out my arena. Okay. And yeah, it's great. It's also got a fairly low cooldown, I think. 11-second cooldown. Yeah, I was right. So the fact that it slows someone.
2,000 range as well, something like Seek range with the projectile.
2,000 range, but it's also got 100% slow, so sets you to minimum move speed for 2.5 seconds. It's a great escape, like much better than a 4-star, for example. So yeah, I think it's really nice for Zeus. So I think we can get the cameras on now, actually.
Why did it say on the tooltip, if Zeus was moving forward, he would jump towards that direction? If you're not moving, does he just jump on the spot? He
jumps on the spot. Yep. Well, it looks like we're going to have a level 1 fight. Kokopian walks into the high ground. It's the tankiest hero here. You have to take stun level 1 on the Wraith King. Yeah, and the Bush Wrap. That is going to be first blood. Ollie goes for the last hit with the Lightning Bolt. And that is really good for Zeus. He's going to send in the full Mel Tasman and another 2 clarities. Ollie wants to save absolutely no gold per bottle. And now I have 4 clarities and a full Mel.
4 clarities?
Well, that's quite old
always
school.
going to be useful on Zeus because
they are.
Yeah, he can just sit back and spam his Arc Lightning with against the Shadow Fiend. But 4 clarities before the game's even started is a little bit overkill. Surely you'd send them out as
yeah. I would have thought so. Maybe I'd just be waiting for bottle, but you know, there we go.
Yeah, because I think that's the 2 options, right? You either do what he's done and bring out the Nod Talisman, so you have a little bit earlier contest against the Shadow Fiend, which isn't a bad idea. Like traditional Shadow Fiend mid matchups, you build stats. Ollie AFK.
I mean, as he realised that Nat's just standing here, Nat takes the rune and builds up about 15 agi, doing half of the health damage to Ollie. But now Nat's being chased away. You know, you talked about Zeus's Shard. Do you jump forwards or not if you're standing still? A really good situation where you see this, where it's worse than a 4-star. What? Whose courier's died already? Oh, Nat found a courier. Oh no, his TP gets cancelled. This is not good for Nat now. He gets debuffed by the Shadow Word. He's trying to run away. I mean, he is wasting a lot of time. Look where the creep wave is.
If he dies here, it's actually horrendous for him. I think he can actually just walk away from them, but Bushwhack coming in now.
Oh, it misses. There we go. If you are ATOS'd, right, or you're rooted by anything else, you can still force staff yourself to get away, but Zeus will just jump on the spot and go nowhere. So it's.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because he's based on the tooltip. But I guess that's what they needed to do, is that you can't use it to get away from CC.
Yes, but if you're not in crowd control or someone's running at you, then it's great. But as soon as you get, like, let's say, leashed by the Slark, you need an actual force staff. You can't just use the shard. So yeah, it's semi. If you're moving in the leash, will it still move you forward, or will it like stop you? I think it will move you forward, but I don't think you can break it. That's actually a really good question, and I'm interested to see how that works. So Tom has, as we can see, put 11,600 channel points on Ollie's team, but no one has decided to match him or even put anything against it. So maybe people don't have the same confidence.
I don't even know who's going to win. I'm just going to match him so he wins some points.
Oh, that's nice. Dave could, yeah, he could. Well, we're about to see how many points Dave is going to put against it. Also 11,600. Wow, you got a lot of points too.
Apparently so.
Well, this is all in. Someone's about to become very rich in terms of channel points. Oh, Kinder finds a courier as well. Wow, 2 courier kills before 2 minutes into this game. Kinder now running for his life. I've noticed Snapfire builds changed, even though they never nerfed Lil Shredder. The Lil Shredder build where you go the Blightstone, which still does an obscene amount of damage for a low mana cost. People aren't doing that so much anymore. It's just the standard Scatterblast cookie again. I wonder why that is.
I kind of feel like it depends on the player more than anything. I guess with a Mars, you're kind of looking for that burst damage. Like, Mars doesn't care too much for the minus armor, right? Because he's going to be thrown in and slap them in the face with his spells. So I guess he would buff the damage from Bulwark, but I think missing Cookie is a bit of a mistake, but we'll see. We'll see what he goes.
Oh, so he didn't go for Cookie. He's changed and gone for some kind of mixture of the 2 builds by going for Little Shredder at level 2. But look, it's quite a lot of damage to Ross. I mean, look how much Ross is on -2 armor. So he just takes so much damage there. He's trying to run. He uses the stick. Ross has no regen, though. So, yeah, it turns out a hero who only has 2 base armor gets brought into the negative by just a single Lil Shredder. I think that definitely makes it the right thing to go. It's a shame he doesn't have a Blightstone to back it up. That'd be -6 armor. Anyway, let's have a look at the bot lane where we think the Necrophos was the pick against the Slark. He is doing quite a lot of damage, but their Slark just runs in with some right clicks. Building up more and more agi. Cocopium, they're going on backwards hello. They jump in. There's no early points in Ghost Shroud, but he is going to spam his Q. I think he's going to go down, and Nat, he has so much bonus agi, 30 bonus agi at the moment, so that's a lot of damage. Some blocking by Cocopium, couple more hits, but Veteran had a massive wand. Bushwhack under the tower. Cocopium is going to die. Yeah, he just dies to the tower, so it's a shared bounty. And will the Ignite kill him?
No,
oh, he Fairy Fires. Yeah, just enough with the Fairy Fire. But this is good for Nat. He gets the permanent agi. He gets his lane back. And obviously, Slark is just trying to hit 6 in any lane. As soon as he hits 6, he's fine. So that buys him a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's smart from Nat to go on this Necrophos early. I think once he hits level 4, it takes, hopefully, the Ghost Shroud. It becomes a lot harder to kill. It was a really clutch Quelling Blade from Nat, though, to make sure he guarantees the kill before Veteran gets the stun off.
Yes, it's good. Good plays. Cocopium just immediately TPs in, throws out the Ignite, doing a lot of damage, even throws out his stun. Backwards, so he's having none of it. Yeah. Necrophos is hard to bully out the lane in terms of just harassment. Probably one of the hardest heroes in the entire game to do so. So you've got to just go for a kill on him.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you commit enough damage, the Q is too much mana to spam just for healing purposes, and you can't like walk up into the lane. So you have to make sure you do a good chunk to him.
Look at that. Look how much damage he's taken. Oh, and Royd actually finds a kill in the top lane. He's gone for the Soul Ring early on Mars, but no regen items. So no Helm of Iron will armlet Royds. So a very, very aggressive all-in. But manages to find a kill on his brother, so that's always good.
Yeah, I mean, the Warlock can do nothing to stop an all-in from them. Just pop drops the heal onto
That is low.
So he lives.
Is he going to go down the bot lane? Yeah, he does actually die. Now they're trying to do the reverse of what happened to him with the blocking, but unfortunately they can't quite make it. But the last patch notes changed to Necrophos. I don't know if it was 7.30 or one of the mini patches, but they lowered his strength gain, which seemed like a nerf. But they buffed the damage on Death Pulse by quite a lot. So that even rank 2 Death Pulse, 160 damage on a 7-second cooldown. It's a lot of damage. So yeah, it really packs a punch in the early game, and it just kills Slark, melts through him. He's not really got any way of surviving. He's not a very tanky hero. And yeah, he falls. Oh, it's his first death actually. I thought he would die twice, but no, he survived while he was, running around the jungle like a madman.
Yeah, they missed the bushwhack, so he was able to just limp himself away. I think the lane is going to get harder and harder, and I think backwards to low is going to be pretty farmed off the back of this. But Nat is doing alright, to be fair. All things considered, there's only 4 CS difference between them. And the Necrophos doesn't have a single deny, actually.
Wow. And that's a hero who benefits more from denies than anyone else. Looks like there's going to be a kill in the top lane, and somewhat is going to go down. But Ross putting out a lot of damage onto Kinder. They do get the Shadow Word on. Is that going to be enough damage? There's Fatal Bonds as well. One more right click from Ross. Yeah, he crits Kinder to death, so a nice return kill there. And he just kicks the courier. I love that. Why a hero with a massive sword has an animation to kick someone for equal damage? Why even have the sword then?
He's a Chad.
He is. It's the same with Garen from League of Legends. Massive 200 sword. One of his attack animations is a punch.
Yeah.
Which is just, interesting.
It's a surprise, out of the blue.
True. Yeah, bonus damage for the surprise. Look at Nat taking so much damage, he has to actually pounce into his own tree line. He is being harassed so well in this lane. Oh, looks like they found another kill on Ross. Yeah, let's have a look at bot again. Like you said, a lot of action happening here. Backwards though is just running under the tower. And the sad thing is Nat is actually just slowly dying. Is it going to be enough? Nah, Juju TP's in. Absolutely deletes backwards hello, but are they going to kill? Yeah, there is the kill. There we go. Yeah, Nat just runs into it. He thinks, well, I might as well die quicker. Amazing that he managed to dive like that and still got a kill. Then out comes the Zeus ult, destroying Cocopium. Well, he doesn't even need to be in the lane to get a kill. He used all 4 of his clarities very, very early on, but he now has his arcane boots, which is obviously such a core item for Zeus.
And he's still out of mana.
The arena has been dropped in the top lane. They get the spear. Perfectly under the tower as well. Great patience from Roids. And yet, again, Ross will fall for the 3rd time already.
Yeah, I think both off lanes are doing very well at the moment. In terms of the net worth, it's pretty even, but yeah, you see the Necrophos and the Mars. The Mars is actually really high up on the net worth.
Yeah.
He's going to be really happy with that, already halfway to his Blink Dagger almost.
43 last hits at not even 8 minutes into the game on an off laner is really good. And as well as having 2 kills and 2 assists. So yeah, Royds had a fantastic lane. The mid heroes both just farming pretty much as well as they can. Yeah, not really much to comment on that. I don't think they're going to kill each other. They'd both just farm away. Ollie just bought another 4 clarities. Which seems like, I don't know if there's a buy and bulk discount, which I've not really seen. But Ollie's definitely going for it. I mean, how many clarities is he going to buy?
Have you not seen the buy 3 get 1 free?
I would do that then, that definitely. That'd be an interesting mechanic. The shop randomly has discounts throughout the game and you need to try and find them.
Flash sales.
Quick, buy clarities now for the next 2 minutes.
This is the most criminal part, is that he's bought all these clarities and now what is he doing? Walking back to base.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he will use them eventually, but he spent 400 gold on clarities. Should have gone for the huggy approach and bought 3 Sage's masks.
Honestly, I would, at this point, I would even have been like, that's bad. Yeah, I feel like buying this much regen is a little bit of a grief.
Little bit. That does lower his net worth. It's more a Shadow Fiend thing to buy like 4 or 5 mangoes in the early game just so you can survive a difficult lane. But he's not needed to. Juju's basically just been able to farm off. Do you see he jumps in with the Tumbler's Toy? But then I don't know if he assumed it was as far as a Blink Dagger because he used the shortest range raise on a hero who was quite far away from him. But
I guess he knew he needed to hit all 3 to stand any chance of killing him. But yeah, a little bit ambitious.
Yeah, a little bit. Cocopium doesn't even get the last hit. Ogre's base damage actually scales really badly. Starts decently high, but being an int hero with a low int gain. Is Cocopium going to be okay? They're looking to get enough damage to get the Reaper Scythe off. Of course, you got Veteran as well. Reaper Scythe. He's going to use it on Roids. Yeah, very, very nice from Veteran. Out comes the ultimate from Ollie, adding quite a lot of damage, but it looks like Nat is going to be okay. Never mind. Out comes the Mortimer's Kisses. They will get a kill on Veteran. Sorry, when I meant Nat is going to be okay. Yeah, he's fine. He's getting the kill. In fact, it's backwards slow and Veteran who are going to go down. A lot of nice TPs. And Ollie's ult didn't actually contribute yet enough to get a 2nd or 3rd kill. Yeah, that was a really nice play from Veteran. Jumping out of the ultimate, using the sharpshooter, and doing 1 million damage to Roids in the face.
Yeah, it's a shame. The Kinder just committed the kisses onto backwards alone. And they actually managed to kill the Necrophos from full HP with just kisses alone. Which is insane.
It's such a good spell. Mortimer's Kisses might be one of the most ridiculous spells I've ever added to Dota. But yeah, it somehow seems balanced because I guess he has to stand still for quite a long time. It's got quite a lot of projectile travel time, so you can sort of see it coming. But yeah, it's still, I think, an amazing spell. And Ross hasn't leveled his ultimate, but Roids clearly doesn't know that. But Ross being the greedy player is. Just the threat of having your ultimate on Wraith King is often enough.
Yep.
So they'll say, yeah,
It's
I've probably
mind
got
games.
my ult. Yeah, it is, yeah. Which means you can probably skip it for the most part. Level up the crit an extra rank, help you with the farming.
I think the thing is, right, it's 200 seconds at level 1. I think you just have to assume that if he has it, you're still putting him on cooldown for over 3 minutes, and then you can go on him whenever you want for that period.
Yeah.
It's worth popping it.
But you are expecting him to have it, I suppose. Or maybe not. In Ross's case, I'd almost gamble on him not having it, but
Yeah, true.
but who knows. Right, the first few towers are starting to go down. As you can see, both teams trading tier 1 towers, but Dai will claim it quicker. It's a very even early game. 8 kills to 8 kills. You have a net worth lead on Juji, but that is to be expected on a Shadow Fiend. Is one of the fastest farming heroes in the game.
Going the magic Shadow Fiend build actually, but he's got the Yules already, so Yules travels. Looking to get onto the map early, which I think is completely the right thing to do. It's also just an insta-kill on both Zeus and Necrophos, so...
Yeah, well, and Warlock and Hoodwink. I mean, only the Wraith King is going to survive it. They have a very squishy lineup on the Dire, and Necrophos will get tanky eventually, but not yet. He is building the Hood, which is, you know, the best item to survive being one-shot by Shadow Fiend, so...
Yep.
Ross did level his ultimate, actually, at level 8. So he does have it now. He just skips it for a couple levels. He thinks there's a ward there. He puts his courier up on the high ground, but unfortunately, he is mistaken. And Royd's also waiting on the high ground. Is he waiting for backwards hello to run in? There's no Blink Dagger on Royd. Blink actually in 5 gold. He has enough money for Blink Dagger. And now he can send for it. See what he can find.
Yeah, I think with this early Yules and a Blink Dagger on the Mars, they really need to look up and try and get this mid tower now. Open up the top half of the map, push the Wraith King into his triangle. You just want to choke them out, because they have quite a greedy lineup with Zeus, Wraith King, and Necrophos. All 3 heroes just want to farm.
Yeah, that's
So
what
if you
Ollie's
can
doing.
limit their farm, they're going to really struggle.
Ollie's been farming mid lane and the triangle pretty much the entire time, so Wraith King has the rest of the map. But then it kind of doesn't really leave any space for Necrophos, who only has 52 CS. And therefore he is the poorest core, but actually about the same in terms of his lane. Slark is what? About 100 gold? Not even 100 gold ahead. In fact, they're trading places constantly. But never mind, should be looking at mid. A couple of fights going on. Mortimer's Kisses has been thrown as well as the Warlock ult. And who has gone down? Just the Necrophos so far. There comes out the Zeus ult. Zeus ult plus the Fatal Bonds is so much damage. Shadow Fiend was midway through his ultimate before it gets cancelled. And Ross turns up, says, hello, GG. Nice big kill for him. Very good. And Cocopium taking a fair bit of damage, but it will survive. It looks like Ross's... Oh, I thought it was Ross's ultimate was popped, but no, just metal sounds get played every time he does basically anything. Already got the armor. Very nice.
I'm surprised how well that fight went for Dire. Maybe they overcommitted a little bit. They just need to get the arena and Kisses onto Ben and he dies. But yeah, now it looks like it's going to be their turn to try and hit away at this mid tower.
Ollie really cares about his mana, doesn't he? Because he has an Arcane Ring. He actually re-bought Arcane Boots after Aetherlands, and all those 4 clarities have already gone.
He
So
actually
Ollie...
never disassembled the Arcane Boots. I
Oh,
watched
did he
him do
not?
it. He actually just bought the Aetherlands straight up.
Oh dear. Oh, the shot doesn't quite go onto Kinner's Spies. Veteran tried taking a lot of damage, running through the trees. Does have Shadow Word to heal him. Out comes some Ignites. Oh, 3 heroes hit by Ignite. Such a good spell, Ignite. But Ollie throws out so much damage, it's hard to stay and fight. They're just going straight under the tower. Is that going to be enough to get the kill? Of course it is. Juju firing out the rays. Nat drops his ultimate straight away to run. Playing it very safe, which I think is the correct play. Somehow...
He's using a Necro around. He basically just get one shot, right?
Aquitso taking quite a lot of damage. He does have the Hood. Royce comes out with the arena. That's enough to kill Veteran straight away, but they're going to turn around and get the Scythe onto Juju. Really nice return kill. This is a chance for Nat to get a kill onto Necrophos. Yeah, it is going to be enough. Wow, that's looking fairly good for the Radiant. They did lose their mid player. They got a couple of kills, and Nat, he is in all these fights. He's actually leveling up really, really fast at the moment. From one of the lowest levels to nearly the highest level in the game. So he's happy with these fights. And look at his net worth as well. Actually gone to 2nd place.
Yeah, Nat's really good at finding the space to get XP. I mean, he's very rarely the lowest hero, lowest level hero in the game. And I think on Stark especially, as soon as you get to even level 2 ult, it's such a huge increase to your abilities to get around the map.
Yes. And that, yeah, like you said, level 2 ult, really nice. He's doing the, I think, is this the Cocopium strat where you have raindrops and you're already buying another set of raindrops? Because I guess there is Zeus in the game. It is helpful for Slark to not be just burst, so you can get your ultimate off. I think Zeus...
Anything to try and live through Reaper's Cypher, right? If you get Reaper's Cypher at half HP and raindrop block the Zeus ult, for example, or a Zeus
that's true.
W,
Yeah, really good against Necrophos, because Necrophose's damage pretty much comes just from Death Pulse as well, which you can easily block with the Raindrop. Ollie, he has farmed this stacked camp about 12 times. Look how much mana he's got. So many mana items on this hero. He even took the mana regen talent at level 10, which I start to really, really dislike on Zeus now. I mean, it's been nerfed so many times. 1.25 mana regen is so pathetic. But 20 move speed's actually not bad. So I definitely value the move speed now. I used to always take the mana regen, but it's such a low amount. That's not even 15% mana regen extra. About that. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I think most heroes get 2 or 3 mana regen at level 10 though. The heroes who do get it, so.
I think Lynx is a 1.5 mana regen.
Oh, does it? Okay. But I mean, he is an Agi hero. They spear Ross, but they don't end up stunning him. Somewhat drops the ultimate immediately along with the Fatal Bonds. Ross is still taking a lot of damage, but he does have his ultimate. I don't know if they realize that. They are going heavy on Ross. Bit of armlet toggling. Ross actually going to be okay. Nice bushfire. But Veteran is just being absolutely pelted with the damage of the Mortimer's Kisses. But like you said, the combo from Zeus and the Reaper's Scythe is so deadly. Kinder Surprise goes in for a kill on Somewhat. Doesn't quite have enough damage. The one from Somewhat is going to keep him alive. Using the Pigpole to try and escape. But I think Kinder is going to find himself dead. Really good fight for the Dire. I mean, they went so hard onto Russ, and they still couldn't kill him. Not even once. But they were planning on killing him twice, I assume. So, didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah, I assumed that just wanted to try and get as much Agi as he could of Ross before he died. He just took so long to die. And now it's a Deso and Wraith King. They could actually look for Roche kind of soon, I think. Maybe around the 20-minute mark. Get a level item perhaps on Zeus, who's going towards that Aghanims Nimbus online.
Yeah, I like that both teams seem to be playing a very early game aggressive strat. And Royds is standing right under a sentry. I don't think he realizes. Then they run out of vision, but then of course there's Zeus in the fray. Very fast hero Royds. He's trying to... No, that does not go near him. And then Royds actually just walks away from an entire enemy team somehow. Which is quite incredible. They have no lockdown for him. They didn't have any for Scythe.
It's just chasing
Oh, it's still going. Okay. I mean, he's going to be absolutely fine. He's also got a raindrop, so it's not going to hit him very hard. I wonder how many raindrops have been bought.
You just swap the raindrop out. It's -1 raindrop.
The Radiant have 4 raindrops on their team at the moment. Every hero but Juju has one. I'm sure Juju had one at some point as well. They must have bought like 6 or 7 raindrops amongst their team.
Someone said it, didn't they? They're like, raindrops are really good against Zeus Necro combo. They all bought raindrops.
Yeah, well,
that's actually backpacked right now. He wants the Agi more.
They knew what they were talking about. I mean, Ross does a lot of damage and still has his ultimate as well. Gets used, but Juju doesn't manage to get the combo off, so he's just going to go for a few raises, but a fantastic bushback, and Juju's going to go straight down the massive amount of physical and magic damage combo from the Zeus Wraith King. That's the thing I really like about this Wraith King. They're so well covered for magic and physical damage. Like 4 out of 5 heroes of their team are like pure magic damage, but then Wraith King has gone the ultimate right-click build. So if you've got nothing but magic resist, well, you're just going to die. That's exactly what's happening.
I think Juju wanted to... I'm not really sure what... I thought Juju was trying to whoop past the ult. They get the mid tower. He just has a mech, actually, as well. This guy's getting very tanky. He needs to cast the ult on SF. I think if he doesn't get the ult in these fights with the Travel's build, he's just really weak. Spent 2,000 gold on items that don't do much for him.
Reaper's Scythe. And Zeus ult comes out as well, and that's going to be Roy's head for 60 seconds. A massive amount of damage going on to Nat. He instantly does. I bet he did not expect to die there. I almost want to see a replay of that, which you will in a bit, but the damage coming out from the Hoodwink ult, the Sharpshooter, that's 550 damage, a Lightning Bolt from Zeus, and just... Whew, Nat even dropped his ultimate, but I was asking a question earlier, which has just been answered. When Slark is in Shadow Dance, can you be hit by Zeus Lightning Bolt? And the answer is absolutely you can. Even though it is a targeted spell, and it has to go to a target, it still counts for whatever reason.
I guess it still locks onto the closest unit, even if it's not targeted. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But yeah. Slark at this point is just a little bit too squishy. I mean, he's got the Diffusal Blade. He needs a BKB. They need BKBs badly. Juju's trying so hard to farm one.
They are absolutely desperate for BKBs. And I mean, BKB is the ultimate item against Zeus. Zeus can't do anything against BKB. Or maybe I would have expected a very unusual but actually potent item in this game, the Mage Slayer. Very nice against Zeus. It also gives in some magic resistance. Maybe good
only
for
if you
Slark.
can get on top and hit on him. I mean, Ollie's going to be trying to stand as far back as he can. He has Necrophos Wraith King frontline, so...
That's true. He does have some front lines. He'll probably pick up his shard at some point. At the moment, he has no defensive items, but he does nearly have Aghanims, which is a lot of burst. Do you see the burst that went onto Slark? They just hit him with Lightning Bolt, Sharpshooter, and 1 Death Pulse, and that was it. That was a kill. Ollie's got to be careful here. He is farming very aggressively. I think Royds has spotted him. Do they have enough follow-up? Royds drops the arena, misses the spear. But Ollie's completely trapped. In fact, he's bashing his head against the wall over and over. Drops the Nimbus. But that is a kill on Ollie. 565 gold to GG.
Stuck?
Yeah. He's on the little cliff. Just gets sharpshooted. His Blink Dagger's being constantly cancelled.
And now Necrophos is here.
Oh, they bushwhack him down, though. Is it going to be a kill? Oh, no, they might actually have saved him. They saved him by bushwhacking him down. Yuji drops the ultimate. It's not enough damage to kill backwards hello straight away, but he will die afterwards pretty quickly.
Wait, how did Ross die? That just killed him.
Oh. I didn't see that, but I guess Diffusal Blade, and Royce doesn't have his ultimate, doesn't have his shards. Yeah, now that he's seen that, it is 20 minutes, which means he does have time to buy the shard. He can buy it now, in fact, instead of the BKB if he really wants to.
BKB does the same thing, right?
Yeah, that's
BKB
true.
and TP away from the slot or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. BKB TP is always good. But that's really, really what Radiant needed at the moment because they were getting further and further behind, 6k gold. And now it's only 2,000 gold lead, and they've taken the mid tower, so this is a chance for them to put their presence on the map again. Although Dire are still leading in terms of gold by just 1,000, but Ross is about 2k ahead of anyone else, which obviously is very nice. And he decides to go for Blink Dagger, actually. He starts the BKB with the Ogre Axe and decides, nah, I want Blink, I want to go and I want to engage. Which I'd quite like, actually. But we'll see what he can do. He does struggle a little bit against the Slark. It looks like a fight might start. Somewhat drops the ultimate, manages to get 2. Look how much damage goes into Juju. Just instantly gets killed. They don't even need to use the Zeus. So out comes the break. Sharpshooter. Is Cocopium in trouble? He gets Cookie closer to Ollie. Can always use the Nimbus to cancel the TP, which is exactly what's going to happen. Backward slow gets another kill.
Juju needs to finish his BKB. He keeps putting himself in a bad spot and then takes a ton of magic damage. If he can just BKB, he can either, actually just walk away or commit to the fight.
Yeah.
And looks like they're going to commit to Roshan.
Yeah, this is a good chance to take it. They've got the Golem as well. The Golem probably could tank it. It's got 30 health regen and 1200 HP. Very nice for taking Roche. I mean, the burst that comes out from Dire is so high. You see that any Radiant hero out of position dies within half a second if they don't have BKB. But an item I'd really like to see... Oh, Mortimer's Kiss is being thrown into the pit. It does scare them away, but Ross has his ultimate. No shard for him yet. Mortimer's Kisses is now down. They still have no Juju, but now it's going to try and run in at Ollie. Diffusal Blade's Ollie. Is Ollie going to drop the Nimbus? He does. Then that has to run away. Oh, Royd, he gets Nimbus, but does manage to get the spear onto Ollie. Do they have enough damage? Mech comes out. I think Ollie's actually going to be okay. And out comes the damage. The blink from Ross onto Royce, instantly killing him. And now they will go back and take Roche. They lost Royds as well. They're going to lose Kid. Somehow another hero has managed to get stuck on a little cliff. I don't know how it's happened. Twice in one game, but that is going to be a kill on Kinder Surprise, and that is going to run away from the fight. How did he cookie himself onto that little ledge?
He must have cookied himself into there, yeah.
Why is this happening so often?
I didn't even realise there was a gap there. I've never seen anyone in that
No,
spot.
I don't think I have.
The other one as well. Both the river ledges. That's insane.
On my map terrain, it does look fairly obvious, but you'd never see anyone on there.
Okay, yeah, I can see it from your stream, yeah.
Why can't you just step down, though? It's so, it's barely raised at all. Ross is just fighting Nat, which I don't think is going that well for Nat. Is that enough damage? Oh, not quite. The sharpshooter missed. Now, very, very close to death, but will live. Very near BKB, which is going to be good. You know, there was an item that's so good against Necrophos that I bought one time. I was playing Doom. I was 3. And I was playing against a strong team that had this kind of Necro Zeus level burst. And I went almost first or second item Wind Waker. And you think, yeah, very expensive, doesn't do a lot, that item. But oh my god, the amount of times you can save someone. Every single Necrophos scythe, you just Wind Waker them. It's what they need, I think. I mean, it's so
it's a
good.
7,000 gold item, but yeah, Juju could build it after the BKB.
Yeah, I would really like to see it. In a hero who's already got yours, you can save your team so well with it. And you can still use it on yourself as well, to escape. It gives you that little movement, which actually is so good for escaping. Looks like Radiant want to engage, but they've got Aegis on Ross. Ross blinks forwards, but doesn't manage to find anyone. Ross is going to die, but he's got 3 lives. Now it's going in. We've got the arena. There's enough damage to kill Veteran. We actually get Roy straight away with the Reaper's Scythe. He has no buyback. A lot of damage, and that's already dead. Out comes the Nimbus plus some Bolt from Ollie. BKB on Juju, but it's not enough because he gets stunned by the Golem Summon, and then Ross just goes in with a few right clicks. And now Ross is diving Kinder Surprise. He has a lot of damage, this hero, and Kinder is going to go down. He still has the Aegis, and Reincarnation was used, but he's still got the Aegis. So 2 more lives on this hero.
There's no glyph as well from Radiant, so once this creep wave gets in mid, they're going to do some serious damage. No buybacks on the 3 cores.
Yeah, and Royd's got hit by the Reaper's Scythe. He is dead for a very long time, despite only being level 13. dead for the longest amount of time. I mean, Dire's combo is just incredible in terms of damage it can put out. I really like it.
I like the idea from the fight from Radiant. They got the BKB on the SF. Unfortunately, Nat didn't have his BKB. He's about 500 gold off. They really should have waited for it because he just went in, he ulted, and he just died to Zeus damage. Like, while he was invisible, it doesn't matter.
Pretty much immediately he died, actually. Ollie has gone for Boots of Travel, so he's gone nice and speedy. And it looks like...
queued up another pair for the other foot.
Nice, yeah. Not Boots of Travel 2, 2 Boots of Travel 1. He's gone an energy booster. Okay. I wonder what he's buying now. He loves his mana. Maybe a Bloodstone?
Because he disassembled his boots, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Just a random energy booster now. I think Cocopium's in a bit of trouble here. Oh, look at the combo. Upheaval into Sharpshooter for the guaranteed hit. And then Zeus pops the Nimbus for the easy kill. But Nat's going in with Roids. Out comes the arena. It's a lot of damage going on. Mortimer's Kiss as well. It's time for Radiant to get some kills. Juju drops the BKB early just in case. Somehow the Dire aren't dying. Yeah, they only managed to have only killed the Warlock. Roids is about to live on 1 HP. Just escapes. Spears away his brother. And Juju's going to go get the kill on Backwards Slow. Backwards Slow's okay at the moment. Has the Ghost Shroud, doing a bit of damage to that. Nat goes down again to the Death Pulse. Juju just needs one more raise to kill Backwards Slow, but he doesn't have the long range raise. Then he just runs into melee range. But Zeus, with the little mini stuns, it's going to be the kill. It looks so good for Radiant. They went in, they did the engage. They just couldn't get any kills. They only managed to kill the Warlock. And then the Dire threw out all of their massive damage, and another win for them.
Oh, that's really rough, that fight. It was Slark's... Okay, Slark didn't have his BKB. He's bought it now, so he has a 9-second BKB waiting to go for this high ground defense. And I think Ross is just going in. Minute 30 on Aegis, everyone pretty healthy. Warlock can deal with the Hoodwink's HP, and yeah, here comes the next high ground attempt.
I mean, he's also gone for the skeleton damage talent, and in about 1 XP, you'll have the minimum 6 skeleton spawn.
Yep.
And then that's goodbye buildings. But we've also got some push naturally going on in the top lane as well.
Of course, because when you're winning, why not have the creeps be in your favor as well?
Yeah. Well, they're going in on Cocopium. It's going to be an easy kill on him, I think. They're cooking him away. But then Ollie drops the Nimbus. Also, you've got someone who took the shard very early, the Shadow Word AoE shard. But on top of that, he went for Holy Locket. So it's really good for sustaining their push. They've also got a Necrophos with a mech. So the amount of sustain they have is just incredible. They did go for that Deathball lineup we were talking about, and yeah, it's working so well. 27 minutes into the game, 2 lanes of racks down, 17k gold ahead. The Radiant just don't have the burst to get through the Dire team's sustain, and they have no Shivas, they have no Skadi, and they have no Vessel. So I don't know what they do. They don't have the burst damage to kill anyone. And you're not going to kill Wraith King, so... Rip.
Yeah, it's kind of like they played a game of like Uno no You, where one team went, you want to take burst fights? All right, we'll pick Wraith King, so we have sustain fights. They went, you want to take sustain fights? We'll take Slark. And then they went, you want to take sustain fights? We'll play Necrophos Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a massive arena here. They're going on for Ollie. Is there going to be enough damage? Nat goes in, but they drop the Golem for the little mini stun, but I think Ollie's still going to go down, drop Salt to put a bit of damage out. The BKB's really doing work, but Nat's still taking so much damage despite having BKB up, and they just can't stop Ross. Nice stun coming out from the Shard and Kinder Surprise. Little cookie as well. But that's still going to be a death on Kinder Surprise. Cocopium's trying to get himself out, but he's not able to escape. Bushwhacked and killed. I mean, they did manage to go on Ollie. They dropped everything they could to kill him, but you can't kill the Wraith King. This is the bigger problem. Yes, you can kill the Zeus after he's basically one-shot your supports with his damage, but you're not going to kill this Wraith King. Oh no, he doesn't have the Axe Shard. Never mind, you can actually kill him. He's holding 180 mana at the moment, almost perfectly. He's about to run out of mana. He actually goes down. The Reaper Scythe popped on Nat, but it's not going to kill him. This is a really chance for Nat to do some damage now that he's building up a lot of agi. But yeah, he still has to run. The Dire seem to be outputting so much damage with the Fatal Bonds, the Shadow Word, things like this, the Hoodwink just poking. How does he get stunned by no trees? He's in the middle of a forest. Yet he still manages to get them. Roids misses the God's Rebuke, but a couple of powerful raises and it will secure the kill. So
is it because he's in Scurry, so he doesn't have collision with trees?
No, I think that's a good point. Do you still have collision with trees?
I feel like because the spear hits a tree with a unit on it, it should impale it, right? I don't know. That's very.
I think he maybe got really lucky out with the spear distance. I'm not sure.
We can put it down to shackle physics, and I think we're fine.
I think Ross finally realized that he doesn't have the shard against a diffusal blade and immediately buys it when he's dead and goes, right, I'm not letting this happen to me again. So now he is safe against the Slark, but it's, Nat managed to find another kill. Kill on someone, kill on his brother. A lot of brotherly combat happening in this game.
Support Warlord giving 630 gold bounty. That's
yeah,
that's pretty nice.
That's a lot of gold difference. The gold difference was nearly 20k, and it's already somehow swung back to 12,000. So about 7,000 or 8,000 gold happening in a very short space of time. But however, they are still down 2 lanes of racks. and their tier 2 tower is not looking too healthy. So it's going to be a hard game. There's no Roche for them to sneak while they have the advantage either. So bit of a hollow victory for the Radiant, but they could still technically win. The BKBs are proving to be pretty strong.
Juju's just tripling down on the magic build. He's queued up an Arcane Blink.
I think you have to go Arcane Blink if you're playing the Shadow Fiend. It's just too good. And he's gone for the plus 0.4 second Requiem Fear per line. I have no idea what that means. Let's have a look. It says, Requiem of Souls, you'll be feared and have your movement speed reduced for 0.8 seconds for each line hit up to a max. So the fear goes from 0.8 to 2.4 based on how many lines you get hit by. So 0.4 second per line must be 1.2 seconds of fear extra if you're hit by every line. So up to 3.6 seconds. Oh, the cookie roids in, but then Ross just blinks away. Does Ross blink away? Oh, Ross is going to blink in. Tries to get the kill. I think I understand the talent. I think it means up to 1.2 second more fear, which is quite a lot, actually. I suppose you're not going to go for 3 damage per soul, are you? Because you're not really right-clicking on Shadow Fiend as much. Why can't things be simple? Dota is not a simple game. They intentionally make things more complicated for no reason whatsoever. I guess it gives analysts something to do. That's good. Oh, Ollie drops the ultimate, realizes that they're in smoke. They drop the Reaper's Scythe, though, but is it enough damage to kill Kinder Surprise? Nearly! They need a tiny, tiny bit more damage. Kinder is actually going to be okay. They drop the ultimate on Ollie, and that is a really nice kill. Looks like Radiant are sort of finding their feet now with their BKBs, getting some kills. But don't forget that Dara is strong even without Ollie. Ross is a very strong hero. He gets kicked away. The BKB TP out will be fine. So a kill on Ollie, then they leave. Not bad.
Yeah, I think Bagatelo tried an assassination attempt on Kinder, but the damage from the Zeus follow-up wasn't there because he was getting gone on. Yeah, Ollie keeps dying these fights. He's really regretting not having that survivability item, but he's gone for an Octarine core, so he's just gone full damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Radiant keep taking these like slightly good fights, they have potential here. Slark is pretty good as it gets into the late game.
You should have bought his shard, Ollie, especially against the Mars. You absolutely should buy the shard. Or I would even go BKB.
He just lacks information. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know, yeah. I think I would be considering BKB on Zeus at this point. Because then when they're in BKB, you're in BKB. And then when their BKBs run out, well, it's time to kill them. So I think I'd probably consider that. Seeing as Slark doesn't have Abyssal or Bash or anything, you can probably escape him with the shard and BKB. But anyway.
Casual Ghost Scepter and build it into an E-Blade sounds amazing. Why
yeah,
not, right?
E-Blade Zeus, not too bad. Also means...
Octarine is the Snowball win more build, so I can understand why he's done it, and I don't think it's a bad decision.
Yes, low cooldown is always good with Thunder God's Wrath. What?
He's not building Octarine.
He's doing Bloodstone.
He's building Bloodstone. That's criminal.
Now that is the win more item. So immediately off picking it up, it's 16% spell amp, which I think is less than a Kaya Sanj, if I'm right. I'm gonna have a look. Kaya Sanj, it's about the same actually. So a Bloodstone without extra charges is exactly the same. Of course, you can use Bloodstone for the heal, which is the advantage, but you don't get that nice status resistance that you get from the Kaya Sanj.
Yep.
So that's obviously the trade-off. But if you are winning fights, then Bloodstone is going to give you a lot more spell damage. And it gives more mana regen, which I suppose something Zeus needs. So it looks like a fight over the road is going to happen. There's a shard on it. Every single skeleton being healed. And Roy just goes straight in, but they don't manage to get Ollie. But Ollie has no way to leap out. Gets hit by the Juju ultimate. Drops the Nimbus. A lot of damage. Actually, Ollie's managing to survive. But he's going to go down. No, he lives. Massive heal coming out. Nat gets away in the Shadow Dance. The Reaper Scythe actually going to go onto Roy's yet again. He's dead for 100 seconds. He could buy back. Juju blinks out with the Yules. But it looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Ross going to throw out the stun. There's no way Juju can survive. He's got no other abilities, no items, and that's going to be a strong kill. But Ollie managing to survive that, I'm amazed. I mean, he doesn't have the Axe Shards. We couldn't just jump out the arena. He did use Bloodstone to heal himself. Let's have a look at the fight again. And Dara, of course, going to take the Roche after this successfully. So they see Ollie. They blink on him. BKB, they do miss the spear from the Mars. That might have been the kill. He gets Glimmer Caped, which makes him take a lot less damage from the Shadow Fiend. And then he just gets this massive heal from the Guardian Greaves that comes out from the Necrophos. Royce gets killed by backwards low. And
it's
then
not the Guardian Greaves, it's Zeus Soul with the Bloodstone here, with the Lifesteal, Spell Lifesteal.
Oh, was it the Spell Lifesteal as well?
He just popped up, hit 5 targets with it and healed about 1,000 health.
Oh, I didn't think about it. So the Guardian Greaves, or the mech, it's not Guardian Greaves, it's a mech. Coming out at the same time, Zeus does a load of magic damage. I didn't think about how much that actually would affect him. It's 15% Spell Lifesteal with 30% amp, which is a really confusing way of, making the game, but never mind. And yeah, if you're going to hit 5 targets for 650 magic damage, you're probably going to heal quite a lot. Wow.
Yeah, I think missing the spear was obviously the reason they didn't kill him. However, I really want to flame the Bloodstone on Zeus because I don't think it's good. I think Octarine is just better if you want to, you know, have more damage. But I guess he was looking for something that does survivability and a little bit of damage. But I don't know. I feel like boosting Zeus is a grief.
I feel like I would have either gone Kaya Sanj and get the shard maybe, but you know, in the end he managed to survive, but only because of a little misplay from the Radiant. And this is the last lane of Rax. Roids is here, drops the arena, spears Ollie yet again. Do we have enough damage to throw out the Mortimer's Kiss as well? A lot of damage going to Ollie. Yes, this time he will die, but he got the Aegis. Not Ross, which I really like. Juju's going in, he drops his ultimate, but he gets immediately cancelled by the Warlock Golem. In fact, he goes off at almost exactly the same time. Zeusot doing so much damage. Nat is trying to kill Ross, but of course Ross has his ultimate, so he doesn't mind if he dies. Says, yeah, kill me, I'm going to come back to life. You've not got BKB, you've not got Shadow Dance, and I'm on 100% HP here with my AC. Lineback's coming out from the Radiant. 4 versus 5 at the moment. The Warlock Golem from somewhere also pounding away at the building. They drop the Reaper's side. Not quite enough damage to kill Royd's really close. He manages to escape into the base on about 1 HP. Ross has to be careful. Doesn't have his ultimate now, but Nat just disarmed by the Heaven's Halberd. And it looks like he's going to die inside the base. Not quite. Royds goes for Spear. Doesn't manage to find anyone. Ollie putting out a lot of damage inside the fountain, but I think it's GG now. The Racks have gone. And now they're going to be working on winning this game. Wraith King was just a perfect pick this game. Even though it was third picked, it just ended up being so good against the enemy lineup. Nat going in on Russ, but Russ in 15 seconds will have his ultimate. Is it going to be enough damage? Yeah, they're trying. I think he is actually going to go down. His armlet toggling as well. He's running away. Actually manages to survive. Really close though. Gets a little bit of lifesteal out on Juju. Juju's only level 22, level 25 rating. Blinks after his stun. Manages to get a kill. Takes quite a lot of damage. Ollie gets speared back, but he's okay. He does also have the Ag Shard, like you said, so he can use that little leap. I mean, the Dire are just getting kill after kill after kill at this point, with no sign of slowing down. They have so much sustain as well, with the heal from Warlock and the Necrophos. Ross is going to go down this time, but he does have his ultimate back yet again. So Nat, even though Nat stole 150 agility, more actually, 200 agility, it was not enough. And Dire are going to win that game.
I feel like the Radiant really needed to press an early advantage here with 3 greedy cores, and they just failed to do it. And they took, it was that mid tower actually. When the Radiant grouped up and went for mid tower, they needed that fight to go well. And it didn't. They ended up losing their own mid tower, and off the back of that, they just never seemed to be able to take a good fight. They kept fighting without their BKBs, so against the Zeus Necrophos lineup, it was really rough.
Maybe the BKBs needed to come out earlier than they did. The BKBs come out staggered from all 3 heroes. You've got 24 minutes on Juju, 26 minutes on Slark, and 27 minutes on Roids on the Mars. But by then, the gold lead was already so high that I think it was a lost cause.
And they took about 3 fights during that duration as well. So they were constantly fighting while picking up their BKBs. They just needed to get them all and then go together.
Yeah, they needed to prioritize it a little bit quicker, but that's always the thing. I mean, the Mars went Blink Dagger straight into BKB. He couldn't have got it much faster. Slark went for 2 items, Echo Saber and Diffuser BKB. I would have argued maybe a little bit earlier. And Chalafin went for his standard Yules, Travels BKB, so they didn't really have a lot of opportunities to pick it up quicker. You know, the Dar team was just way too aggressive, and Ollie had a very good lane as well. Managed to get a lot of farm at least, and do so much damage with that combo. Look at the 5 Ag Shards picked up on the Dar side. I'd like to see that.